everyone, welcome back. My name is Morgan. This is my channel Pisces Paperbacks, and today I am starting a weekly reading vlog. It is currently around 6:45 Monday night. I'm not in the middle of anything. I did read a graphic novel this morning and another one last night, but I can't talk to you about them because they are part of the HarperCollins strike. I do want to talk about the strike a little bit more later, but for right now, I really need to clean up around my apartment. I am very aware that I'm not a particularly neat or organized person, and this is not as bad as it has been in the past in terms of my living situations and messiness, but it is unfortunately true that when you have a nice clean environment, you feel better. So I'm trying to make sure it doesn't get to the level that it can. I'm trying to be more responsible. So I'm doing laundry right now. I need to do my dishes and put away some clothes and just general tidy up. And while I do that, I'm going to listen to one of the audiobooks I have from Libby. I have 3 audiobooks out right now and an ebook. It's kind of my goal for the week is to get through everything I have from the library because they all came in at the same time. I think I'm going to start off with The Witchery by S Isabelle. It's a YA fantasy about a girl in Florida. I think her name's Logan, and she starts going to something Coven Academy, and students start dying. So she and her new friends are investigating, and it sounds pretty good. I decided I really wanted to read it because I think this came out 2 years ago, and the sequel comes out in September of this year, and I just really like the cover as well. So I want to get into this one, and I will see you in a bit after I've done some of my chores. Hello, it is a little bit later. I thought I would take advantage of this situation since Elsa's right there and Marcy is passed out behind me. She is snoring so loud. Oh my god, don't mind my hair. I'm gonna be showering in a minute and it'll look better tomorrow, but I just wanted to give you a little update. I cleaned up around my place and I folded all my laundry and put it away, except for my dryer kind of sucks. The washer and dryer, the dryer, it only runs for 30 minutes, and if you put too big of a load of clothes, it just doesn't dry everything. So I have a few pairs of pants that are hanging on the tops of doors or over the tops of my chairs because they are not 100% dry, and I'm not going to be folding them and putting them away until they are. I made it 15% into the audiobook, which is about almost 2 hours of the audiobook, but obviously I listened a little faster, and the back of the book makes it seem like Logan, the new witch coming to this magic school in Florida, is the main character, right? I'm 15% in, and she was only the POV character for the first chapter, and there's been a different point of view for every chapter since then. I'm gonna be so real. There is a lot happening in this book. It's there's the lore of the school and the town and the history of the witches, and then for each POV, each character POV, they get their own subplot. So there's a lot happening and there's a lot of names. Who knows, maybe I'll be surprised, maybe I'll love it. I'll keep you guys updated. Hello, so it is the next day, as you could probably tell, and I went to work and I walked home, and now I'm walking my dog on our little afternoon stroll, and I realized that I never actually told you what the plot of The Witchery was, because it honestly took me a little bit to figure it out, but I'm halfway through now and I wanted to give you the deets. So we already know about the magic school, and we already know about the group of girls. I had thought that Logan was the main character, but it's really pretty much evenly distributed amongst all 4 of the girls and these 2 guys from the local school for boys, regular boys, not witch boys. And I guess back in the history of the town, there was a witch hunt, and these 3 sisters were persecuted by the humans of the town, and they basically cursed it so that every year there's these wolves that come out of the swamp and kill I think they're called mundanes, the non-magic people. So every year the mundanes give offerings to the local witches, to put up charms and protection spells to make sure that they are not the ones who are like killed by these magical wolves. And so the plot of the book is basically that the 3 girls at the school have decided that they want to end the curse, and they need Logan's help to do it because she has like this super magic blood. That's the plot of the book. It's that they're trying to stop this curse with the wolves, and then things go awry. I've bumped up the speed of the audiobook, so it should probably take me a little under 3 hours to finish this book, which is good because I actually have errands that I need to do today. I would always rather be just like home relaxing with my animals, but I broke one of my 2 cereal bowls this morning, and this is like bad for me. I have cereal every single day, like my favorite meal. I have Honey Nut Cheerios every morning, and I have other bowls, but they're not good cereal bowls. They're not deep enough, you know what I mean? And they're just not like, they have like a brim. They're bad cereal bowls. They're like the bowls you use for like pasta. They're not good for soup either. So I need to get more cereal bowls. I can't just have one bowl. And then while I'm out, I thought I would maybe try and go up to like Uniqlo and get some, I kind of want to get some turtleneck shirts. So with all that to do today, and it's already like probably around 5:30, I will take you along and I will finish this book. Hopefully, if I might speed up the audiobook even more, to be honest, but I will hopefully finish this book and let you know if I start another one. So I did bring my phone with me to film, but I totally forgot to, so I bought 4 bowls and I'm walking to probably like get a piece of pizza now and then head home. It would take me like half an hour to walk to TJ Maxx, and it closes at 8 anyway, and I really don't want to be out that late, so I might just try to get out of work a little bit earlier tomorrow and then do a little shopping then. But I did successfully get bowls, which was like priority number 1. Also, my book has taken a turn. Like, why does everyone need a love interest? It's so clunky. So I'm like a block from my apartment now. I just took the bus home, and I did stop at a bookstore called the Wooden Shoe, like anarchist bookstore, and I bought a couple things, so I'll show you what I got, which is super funny because I spent like $30 there, and I had literally just been looking at books in the thrift store and was like, no, I can't add anything else to my TBR, but here I am. So whatever, spending so much more money on books that are not thrift store books, but like it was worth it, of course. Hello, I'm home. I changed into the same pajamas I was wearing yesterday, so don't say anything about the fact that I'm wearing the same outfit, but I wanted to show you the things I got. This is a big pile of just like other books, but these 2 are the ones I purchased at the Wooden Shoe bookstore. So it's mostly nonfiction and stuff like that. So I bought the address book, What Street Addresses Reveal About Identity, Race, Wealth, and Power by Deidre Mask. I read The Color of Law back in 2020, and I really thought that was interesting, and that was kind of about the racial implications and political subtext of redlining and urban planning, and so this is a little bit more kind of along those lines. I've seen recommended, and I definitely want to read it. And then I also bought Stone Butch Blues by Leslie Feinberg. I realized I was a lesbian in 2021, and I am trying to read more about that because I've read very, very little lesbian nonfiction. So that is why I brought this up. This is one of the most, I think, well-known memoirs, autobiographies, essays, reflections kind of books from a lesbian. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. And then also, while we're here, I'm a member of one singular Patreon, and that is the Merry Blackbird Postcard Society. There is one artist on Twitter, and I love their work so much. Hold on. They do art inspired by like historical styles from like the early 1900s, but very like queer. So this is a queer couple in their library. This was the December postcard, and you can't really see it, but it is so beautiful and so detailed, this beautiful library. And I just like, I needed to join the Patreon to get this, and so I'm just gonna continue because I want to. This is, I think, the January postcard, and I will say they do post the art on Twitter first, and I've seen what this is. I'm not as excited about this, but I'm literally, I cannot wait for the February card to get here. It is so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. You don't even understand. But I know that this one is an illustration of Peter Pan. We discussed in other videos that I'm just not a Peter Pan girl. So this is how it's wrapped up with like the wax seal. We get a little card, you know, the little business card, the beautiful postcard. It has like the postcard stuff on the back, but this is like the beautiful illustration. Gorgeous. It says, presenting Miss Maud Adams in J.M. Barrie's play Peter Pan. And then this was not in last month's thing, but this is a tiny little, Elsa, what are you doing? This is a tiny little pamphlet that says, Kaz Rowe and the Mary Blackbird Postcard Society present Maud Adams and the LGBTQ history of Peter Pan. And then within it, it gives like a little history of the queer history of Peter Pan. I am so excited to read this. I'm not going to read it right now, but it's so cute, and there's a QR code to watch a video, I guess, on the back. And yeah, I'm very excited about this. I will read this, and it's beautiful, so I am going to hang it up with like when I eventually decorate my barren walls. But yeah, I just am not really a Peter Pan girl, so I wasn't like, oh my god, about this, but it is gorgeous. That's gonna be it for now, and honestly that's gonna be it for today. All I want to do now is like make my dinner and go to sleep. But I hope you enjoyed my little outing today. I'm like this close to finishing the Witchery. I'll probably finish it like while I'm making my dinner, but it's going directions. That's it, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's the next day. I'm at my office, but nobody else is here yet, so I'm going to do this little clip really fast. I finished The Witchery last night. I already kind of told you my feelings about that, but today I'm planning on listening to the audiobook of How We Fight for Our Lives by Saeed something. And it's only a 6-hour audiobook. I'm probably going to finish it before I'm done work today. And so I will talk to you after work about the third audiobook I want to read today, or I want to start. And I also need to go to the bank, which is why I tried to get to the office a little early so that I can leave work early to get to the bank before 5. Because I need quarters to do my laundry. So that's the plan. Have a good day. I'll see you later. She's trying to dry herself off from the rain. I already went over her whole body with a towel, but she's like, no. Rolling on the floor, and is going to be the absolute best decision. And now she's going to roll around on the bed. What a weirdo. What a weirdo. I love her little legs. Oh my god. Cutest dog. She's so weird. This is honestly not a bad setup. Like with the books in the background. I should film more videos here. Hello, gorgeous girls and boys. I am home for the day. I'm going to tell you about what I read. So, while I was at work, I told you this morning that I was going to listen to How We Fight for Our Lives, which I did. I have my beautiful paperback copy right here. I believe this was a gift from my mom like a couple years ago. And I loved this. It was so beautifully written. I'm absolutely going to reread this someday and like tab favorite lines, underline. Like, this is the book that I would love to annotate because you can tell he is a poet. You can tell he is a beautifully talented writer. I thought this was so emotional, so vulnerable. It follows Saeed Jones, the author, as he is navigating like young adulthood as a gay black man, and it is so good. The first half, a little bit more than half, really is about like his not childhood. The book starts when he's like 12 and kind of spends a lot of time in his teen and college years, and it's a lot about navigating sex and sexuality as a gay man. It's a very interesting conversation that he's like having with himself. I will say that that section, if I was going to like rate this objectively, I would say that that's a pretty big theme that feels somewhat unresolved. Oh my god, can my bangs like cooperate? It's a pretty big theme that feels somewhat unresolved, especially since the final thing that kind of happens following that topic is a pretty large, violent, climactic event. And maybe I just, because I was, you know, listening at work, maybe I kind of missed the resolution of this, but I mean, I heard the resolution of it. I do feel like the resolution of his experiences with sex was somewhat not unsatisfying. I mean, it's hard to wrap things up neatly with a bow, you know, because it is a memoir. It's real life. So it's not going to be a full circle moment the way it is in like fiction literature. But the back half of this novel follows his experiences with his mother passing away, and I cried at my desk. I prevented any tears from falling down my face, but if I had been at home reading this book, I would have been like a mess sobbing. I thought it was so beautiful. It does have to do with a heart condition that she has, and I will say that there are mentions of seizures. I have a sensitivity to mentions of seizures, so I thought I would just put that out there because I wasn't expecting it, and I think it's something that some people would like to know. I don't particularly like to read about seizures, but you know, it's real life, and it was so emotional at the end. I thought that was so beautiful. I'm gonna give this 5 stars. Like, I truly think it's one of the best written memoirs I've read in a really long time. I would say that this and Little Weirds and In the Dream House are my 3 favorite memoirs that I've ever read. And yeah, I really, really thought this was so well done. And then she's such a weirdo. I also started listening to, while I was walking home and taking Marcy on my like after work walk, I started listening to The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics. I don't remember the author's name, but it doesn't matter because I can't talk to you guys about this. So I think it's time that we discuss the HarperCollins Union strike. So the HarperCollins Union, which consists of a lot of people like editors, publicists, artists, PR people, like a lot of people involved in publishing, have been on strike since November, which is really deplorable of HarperCollins Publishing as a company. They are demanding a livable starting wage for entry-level employees. Currently, I think it's like $44,000. They're asking for $50,000 for a starting rate for employees, which if you have a job that requires you to be in New York, one of the most expensive cities in the country, the fact that so many of your employees, your starting rate is something that they can't afford to live in the city where you're based, like, that's disgusting. And then they're also asking for more diversity in employees, in books being acquired, in just every level of the organization. So I think those are reasonable demands, but honestly, even if they weren't reasonable demands, I would still be upset that HarperCollins, after over 50 days, is still refusing to consider not exploiting their workers to the fullest extent that they can. I have heard that often in publishing, it's the expectation that you work after your hours, that you're reading off hours for work. I mean, people go into publishing because it's a passion. People go into publishing because they love to read. They love books. I was looking into publishing jobs because I love to read. I love books, as we know. That's why we're here. So to see all these people who are so passionate about their books, like, not even having a chance to negotiate because HarperCollins won't in good faith come to the negotiating table is deplorable. So the union has requested that people continue to read and support the authors, which it's another thing that the authors who have spent so much time with these books are not getting the teams that are passionate about their books helping to promote them. And it's just like the company is letting a whole season of books flop for this. It's just, the union has asked that people still continue to buy the books, read the books, and support the authors, but that agents withhold submissions and that reviewers withhold reviews. And so I have not been putting reviews of any of these books on Goodreads, and this is my 5th HarperCollins book this month. So in my wrap up, I'm not going to be able to talk about 5 of the books that I read, which is like really annoying. And that's one of the other things I want to talk about in this little segment. I absolutely understand that they still want readers to support the authors, but as someone who makes these videos where I discuss books as I read them, and part of my review is like the progress of me reading books, it makes me not even want to pick up HarperCollins books because I won't even get to talk about them. If I'm planning like a themed vlog, if I check and half the books are HarperCollins, like that's basically a scrapped vlog idea because I can't do it. I need to find new books. And as someone who's trying to use what I own to like create my vlogs because I'm trying to read what I own, it's just so frustrating. So you will not be hearing me talk about The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics, which is unfortunate because I have a lot to say. So my plan is that I'm going to basically copy what like Mara at Books Like Whoa is doing and Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany. They both mentioned that they're filming clips of them reviewing all of the HarperCollins titles that they've read during the time of the strike. And when the strike is over, they will post that video with all of those reviews in it. So that is my plan. I hope you understand. The other book I'm going to read in this vlog that I can talk about is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This is a contemporary romance. I honestly don't know what it's about. I've only read the prologue, which was about 6 pages. So I will update you when I'm a bit further in and can like give you a synopsis. I've seen a lot of people rate this really highly and be surprised by how much they enjoyed it. I've also seen people say that it was very emotional, and I didn't have any books make me cry last year, and I've already had 3 books make me cry this month, so I'm kind of on a roll with emotional books. I'm trying to keep that going. So I will update you guys if I get further into Part of Your World and know what it's about and can tell you what it's about. So yeah. Hello, gorgeous, gorgeous girls. It is Thursday night. It's about 5 o'clock. I just got home from walking Marcy after work, and I just wanted to talk to you for a little. So I finished The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by Olivia Waite, and I can't talk to you about it like I mentioned earlier, but I can give you an update that today the HarperCollins Union posted on Instagram and Twitter that HarperCollins, the organization, has agreed to come to mediation and negotiate a fair contract with the union, which is so exciting. I hope that they can reach like a satisfactory conclusion of the contract fairly soon so we can get back to talking about books, which is what we're here to do. But other than that, I honestly feel really good about like my reading this week. Read 3 books, which I feel really good about, even though I can't talk to you about one of them. And I'm just like not in the mood to read right now. Like I don't want to. I'm gonna read Part of Your World, but I'm just like not feeling it. You know what I mean? So today, all I want to do tonight is just like watch a movie, hang out in my apartment, and listen to Taylor Swift. I haven't talked about this here, but I am in the biggest Taylor Swift era of my life, meaning that I've never had a Taylor Swift era before. I was really obsessed with 1989 when it came out, but I didn't like her earlier stuff because I'm not really I liked her radio hits because they were more poppy, but I wasn't really into the country stuff. And then I just like didn't like Reputation, so I never listened to any of her like most recent 4 albums. And then of course, there were TikTok edits to Taylor Swift songs about Our Flag Means Death, and I was like, maybe I should listen to them. And my friend Julia really likes her, so she like sent me playlists to listen to, and I've been obsessed. It's been like 2 months. It's the only music I've listened to in like a month and a half has been Taylor Swift. Specifically, This Is Me Trying, Right Where You Left Me. My Tears Ricochet is my favorite. I love Dress, Hoax, You're on Your Own, Kid, Would've, Could've, Should've, Karma, Lover, Delicate, Golden. Like I'm obsessed. But right now, specifically, the only thing I can think about is Illicit Affairs. I made this meme. The bridge of Illicit Affairs is something that can be so personal, and that's because it is. It's because this song is ruining my life. I can't even deal with it. Anyway, I honestly think I'm just going to end the vlog here. I feel like I've been productive, I've been cozy, I've read some books, and I've talked to you about them, and that's all I want to do in these videos. So I'm going to cut it here and just like enjoy and relax for the rest of the night, and I will see you guys next time. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on Tuesday, because this is going on Saturday. So I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye, guys!